As far as peptide therapy, it is an exciting advancement in anti-aging and regenerative medicine. It's been around a while. Insulin's a peptide, a small chain amino acid that has specific actions in our body. I had someone call today and they're just like, hey, we want to come in and talk about peptides or start peptide therapy. And which there are companies that I work with that you can self-direct to the specific peptides like BPC-157 with or without TB-500 is great for inflammation, really great for GI issues, but inflammation of any kind. I have patients that use that every day after workout or just daily in the mornings. Obviously, NAD plus, you've probably heard a lot about. What's NAD plus? NAD plus is the most important coenzyme in your body. It's involved in every metabolic process. It declines with age. It's not easy to test. We know drops off dramatically after your 20s. And so you can do a little sub-Q injection 3 days a week, and it does produce significant boosts of energy. And so that's a peptide that people love and talk to me about. There are a couple specific peptides that I use to increase growth hormone levels. And so, our growth hormone peaked at 20 and starts falling off significantly by your mid to late 20s, 30s, 40s. I almost never see a optimal growth hormone level in adults after 35 or 40. And so that can help. One thing that I think is really important is, I do a lot of testing. I do a lot of blood work to see where things are at. I think blindly taking peptides just because it's the thing to do is not the smartest thing. It's nice to know, all right, if we're trying to get our IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor, to where it was at 20, which is 200 to 250, and yours is 110. Well, there's a recommended dose, let's say if we're using Sermorelin or Tesamorelin with Ipamorelin. That's really my favorite combination. There's another called CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin. I like the Tesamorelin much better. I seem to get better results with all of my patients on that than the other. But, it's personal. How do you know where to start? And I don't advise just trying to order it off the internet yourself. There's some shady characters out there, and then there's places where it's like, okay, I can get it really cheap, and I won't give the name, but it specifically says on the vials and on the websites, not intended for use in humans or animals. Really? And you want to buy that so you can save $100? I think that's stupid and not advisable. And I think it's real important to know, how much inflammation do I have? What's my C-reactive protein and homocysteine? Do I have cardiac inflammation I don't even know about? Well, sure, then a peptide like BPC-157 is a great thing to do because we, want to fight the silent killer, inflammation. And so almost across the board, doing things to help improve growth hormone levels. There's another one I like called MOT-C, which helps with a little with weight loss. It can stimulate growth hormone production, helps with energy levels. Mitochondria is the thing. What do I do for my mitochondria? Well, you can take CoQ10, that works well, and NAD plus can help as well, but MOT-C works pretty well for that. Also, one called AOD 9604. They have bizarre names. And so, how do you just go out there and go to a site and pick something? You really should talk to someone that's well versed in it, that does it every day. I was certified in peptide therapy like 5 years ago before it was the buzzword. And I'm always going to seminars to learn more. If there are new peptides coming out, and it's tough. You don't want to take 6 different things. I mean, it's $200-300 a month per peptide at least, and so you want to really do what makes sense to help augment your health, help you. I mean, my background is as a Division I team physician at North Texas, and now an Olympic physician multiple times, is human performance. Well, now we're helping aging athletes, helping everyone feel their best, optimize human performance with natural bioidentical hormones, testosterone for men and women, estradiol, progesterone, whatever we need to utilize to regain optimal hormone levels from our youth. Why not? And peptides are a part of that. It's kind of like peptides and growth hormone, or peptides to increase growth hormone. I call it the icing on the cake. And so if you're 35 or in your 40s, maybe you don't need much done yet, but who knows? I think that low testosterone in men and women is of epidemic proportions. We are bombarded with estrogenic compounds, with microplastics. We just started doing testing for microplastics in the office. It's not an expensive blood test and takes about a month to get it back, but this is a first. It's only been available for a few months now. And so, I think that there's plenty of interest, and that peptides could be a definite part of your health plan. But as I said, it's the icing on the cake. You need to bake the cake. You need to know where you are, and you need to balance hormones. And I see dozens of women in their 30s, a decade or two before menopause, whether it's related to childbirth or not, that have low testosterone, that have low progesterone, often suboptimal free thyroid, free T3. So there's many things that we look at, and I think you should be guided by an expert, not just a podcast that's similar to this or dissimilar, of somebody, pushing the latest product on the internet. It's real easy to do the testing. If you're interested, call our office, go on our website, aspen-regenerativemedicine.com, or give us a call at 970-201-1332. And we can set up a telemedicine call. It doesn't matter where you live. We can talk to anybody in the world and send you to a lab. If you're going to be in Cabo, we'll send you to the office to do blood work there. And otherwise, you can go to any LabCorp or Quest facility in America. And it takes 5 to 7 days to get the results. And then we just sit down and talk about it and pay for a consultation. If there's something else that is recommended or that you want to do, then we make a plan to do that and try to do it in a cost-effective manner for our patients.